What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
안녕, 로입니다.
And I'm Curtis.
Y'all know the vibe. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. Sugar takes hip-hop classes. Dance 101. I know they had talked, Suge had talked about this before, and all of them, especially like on the Festa and other stuff, about being able to kind of take more classes with certain things and do some stuff. Very interested to see what type time he's going to be on here, because even when they did the Run BTS dance practice, I thought you got a lot of Suge front and center, like during that choreo.
He was killing it.
Yeah, like they definitely wasn't trying to hide or mask anybody and shit like that. And I figured with them being all, you know, on separate journeys, doing things, accomplishing other goals and stuff like that, this would be a dope opportunity for them to strengthen skills that I already think are kind of high. But yeah, no long talk. We can jump right into this and have a convo when we are done. Not sure if I'd have started with the Snoop joint. Hey, I thought that was a San Andreas Lowe's.
안녕하십니까 여러분들.
What's up?
나이 서른에 춤을 배우러 온
It's okay. I'm taking Legends 2, bro.
베이직 한 12년 만에 하는 것 같은데 고등학교 때 이후 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다.
Sorry. The playlist? It's like, nah.
처음에 연습생 들어왔을 때 출연을 처음 적었는데 시간을 팔고 이렇게 이렇게 힙합 베이직을 했는데 뭔가 30살을 뒤늦게 그 배움의 뜻이 생겼달까.
Kobe somewhere like, I would have taught you for free.
건반, 기타, 춤,
Nice.
그리고 일본어, 영어 뭐 이렇게 좀 많이 하고 있는데 그냥 이제 인생의 마지막 배움이다 생각하고 여러 가지를 좀 하고 있어가지고 아무튼 재밌게 봐주셨으면 좋겠어요.
Hey. Oh, I was about to say, they let that shit rock.
Said your dance instructor's from LA, isn't he?
Yeah.
Tell us you from Compton.
Tell us you love West Coast hip hop. Oh, this should be good.
When we're cruising together. Was he trying to do isolation?
Yeah.
We're trying to hit the trying to put a brace on my nigga neck before we leave.
되게 부자연스러워.
사람마다 다 틀린데 일단 이게 조금 나와 있는 사람들은 먹을 때는 힘들어. 근데 오히려 아마 이거를 리듬을 반대로 이렇게 주는 게 편할 것 같아.
거의 이런 식으로 많이.
This is funny to watch.
이거 할 때도 이제 약간 골반을 같이 이렇게 이렇게 쓰는 거지. 아 이거는 그 무엇보다 편해 보이는데.
제일 편한데. 아니 목 쓸 때도 거의 다 이렇게 한단 말이야. 근데 그거 이제 뒤로 다.
우리 여기서 같이 반복을 해주면서 이렇게 하는 게 나을 것 같고 반복을 통한 거는 본인 습관들인 거는 계속 리듬하는 거.
이렇게 두 번째 이 베이직 레슨을 했는데요. 이게 먼 훗날 저에게 큰 자양분이 될 거라고 생각합니다. 아무튼 저는 또 월요일이니까 수요일날 또 하러 오겠습니다.
자, 그러면 오늘도 아이솔레이션부터 쫙 갑시다. 음악 맞춰서.
네.
하나짜씩. 그렇죠. 열어주고 확실히 열어주고. 자, 반대쪽.
So like Bigfoot on Goofy.
아, 좋아요. 이게 밸런스 타야 돼요.
이게 앞으로 갔다가 앞으로
그러니까
이게 대각선인 거죠?
왼쪽 앞. 그렇죠. 오른쪽 앞. 오른쪽 뒤. 왼쪽 뒤. 왼쪽 앞. 오른쪽 앞. 그렇죠. 어깨 밸런스가 여기가 넘어가면서 이렇게 나오고 어깨 밸런스 넘어지면 가는데
So, man, I get jiggy to this shit. It's like,
I hear it now. I didn't hear it.
oh yeah. Yeah, nah, that's my shit.
여기 너무 뜯기는
Like the Tina.
골반쪽 근육 상체가 앞으로 쏠리면 안 되고 오히려 차라리 살짝 누웠다고 생각하고
Hey.
뒤로 그렇죠
왜 앞으로 가지겠어?
I'm got shit twerking.
확실히 뒤로 맞는데 지금 박자를 따따 헷갈리고 따따따따 네 박자 빼고 그렇죠 맞아 오케이 아 좋아요
You good at that?
I'm not fucking with you today, bro.
Chicks are hitting on that. He's
Start hitting it, huh?
Touch it, touch it,
거기부터 그러니까 땡기는 게 좀 부족하다 보니까 얘 딱 봐도 다 시선 이쪽
나 그 퍼미션 때 치면 엉덩이 많이 걸어.
시선을 얼굴로 가지고 옵시다
최근 많이 뺀 거는
자, 뒤로 7, 8 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 맞는데 고개를 좀 보시면서
뭐가 문제일까요? 나 왜 그런 거지?
그러니까 이게 의식을 하고 안 하고의 문제라 사실 그래서 습관을 들이는
근육이 없는 건가? 목 근육이?
없는 게 아니라 그러니까 이 쪼이는 이 습관이 좀 있어야 돼 이게 우리 이제 뭐 세 번째 수업
지금 되면
이것도 이상한 거고
아니 난 길게 보고 있어요. 난 5년 보고 있습니다. 5년 뒤에는 구경 마스터로 줄 수 있어요.
Oh.
That's the bar.
Hey, man.
Got about 3 niggas in your group.
Group over that. Maybe 4 in the Bruno
I like V over Bruno.
6, 7 이렇게
앞으로 두 번 뒤로 두 번.
Those chicks start getting mad like, fuck out of here, boy. Been to three more classes than me.
그러니까 이거를 우리도 계속 같이 하면서
Talk him up. Guess so.
그치. 이거 버릇을
Hey, yo, Suge.
Hey.
That's probably why he referenced it.
Yo, I was about to say.
Now this slap below, what's this?
Sound like Misfit.
It sound like Bruno.
Probably whatever album he did finesse on.
No, but that's probably why he made the reference, because that's what he was
Like,
dancing.
yeah, I made 2 of these beats.
All right. It's the footwork and the panda dunks from
우리가
him.
진도를 좀 빼는 것좀
Panda?
연습도 왔고
Panda? Panda?
절대 그렇게 하고
나 근데 그게 좋은 것 같아요.
차라리
너무 이런 게 없이 막 춤만 막 하니까
그치 그것도
이게 막 이게 몸 밸런스가 되게 이상하게 나올 것 같아요.
맞아. 아무튼 결론은
네, 뒤로 많이 달아.
우리
네.
배운 거는 하나인데 일단은 규칙적인 이런 자세를 하지 말고 숙인 상태에서 하고 뭐 눕힌 상태에서 하고 걸어가든 어딜 가든 좀 그렇게 습관을 들이면 됩니다.
네.
그렇죠?
알겠습니다.
요것만 생각합시다.
네, 고맙습니다.
Damn, that was 10 minutes.
Yeah. Damn.
Small.
Suge, I respect you and shit, but I feel like this is the equivalent of like a NASCAR driver trying to get like his learner's permit.
No, but I agree. But he did say one
He
thing
said
at
he
the end
never
of the
learned
video.
the basics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and I get that, but it's like fuck that. So
I'm gonna let you go.
Not
But
with
I'm gonna tell you why
hip-hop. Go
that's
ahead, bro.
important though.
I mean, I y'all can throw 1,000 things at me that y'all probably about to say, but I still feel like even without
still
him
feel
knowing,
fuck that.
I'm not doing it at you.
even without him knowing the intricacies of any of the basics, he's done far more advanced dancing than like this. And like I said, I get it. Like if this was on your checklist to kind of do, and it was something that you wanted to learn the proper way, cool. But to me, it is one of those things where like he's literally been a part of some of like my favorite choreo ever.
What parts did you like with him? I
literally referenced Run when we first started, and he's a standout in that. He has standout moments and on. He has multiple. I can almost a lot. I mean, like I said, I can't tell y'all how to feel about his choreo or dancing.
Well, shit, he was tight. He was cleaning that.
Yeah, I mentioned mic drop multiple. I've mentioned Suge and dancing like 1,000 different times and stuff. So like I said, I'm not trying to be combative with y'all point of what he's doing and stuff.
Oh no. It's not combative.
And I definitely can understand probably where y'all about to go and where he's going and shit. It's just you've been a standout, my nigga, in quite a few of the choreos and stuff. You just killed that. It's just you killed 2 things this year. You had one of the comebacks of the. Go ahead, Joe. My fault. Yeah, I'm not being an asshole.
To kind of like, I don't disagree with you. So that's not what I'm doing. But every dancer needs a bass, right? What's your bass style? So poppers are poppers. Even if they dance crump, what do they normally do? Essentially, when they run out of crump moves, they go back to what they know. If you don't have a bass, like you just kind of flounder. It's that imagination that we kept talking about. If you go to the floor, you don't know how to get back up.
What if your bass is everything?
That's not his
That's
bass.
not a bass.
Because it's not. Because he even said it himself. So, like, here's the thing with choreography, right? So, you're essentially learning specific moves to a specific song that go on a specific beat. Now, what are the odds that you're going to get that song everywhere you go, every time out? It's not going to happen. You need to learn how to dance to intermediate beat to intermediate. And we saw him. Like, he's not a bad dancer. He can stay on rhythm, but it's just not when it comes to, like, free flowing and, like, vibing. I don't think he knows how to vibe comfortably within himself or what he feels is comfortable.
You could tell he's
I
thinking.
just-
You could tell he's thinking when he's dancing.
Right.
I swear, I just felt like I'm not gonna say that was more for the video than anything else. I feel like how can I word this nicely and shit? I felt like he more so was I ain't gonna say playing along like it was an act or something like that.
Well, no,
but I
like
feel
you
like
said-
he wanted to get down a little bit more.
But he even said, like, when I'm in the studio, he was like, well, try this move. It's like, no, when I'm in the studio, I do that, but I don't do it that way. I do it like this. And he's like, I do it backwards, not forwards. And he's like, well, try to learn how to do it a different way. I mean, essentially, being that he is going to beginner's classes, whatever he can do is going out the window. Like, if I went to a swim, if I was going to a swim lessons class, anything that I've done prior, or can do goes out the window. They're going to put me in that class until I can prove that I could do better.
Yeah.
And even then, they might keep me in that class just to reaffirm whatever I know to make it stronger. So what they're basically doing is just trying to get them a base. Like trying to, find your base. What are you? Are you a hip hop dancer? Are you a crump dancer? Are you a finesse? Are you a power guy? Like, what works for you? Are you a pop lock? Are your isolations tight? Like, just things like that. And I think that's essentially what they're doing, like you said, but also, like you said, for the sake of content. So, I mean, I don't think that it's not that he can't dance. It's that it's different, and we had this conversation before. It's different between choreography and dancing.
Exactly.
And like just being able to vibe, turn on any song, and I could vibe to it. Like, and I mean, I could find a groove in it. And there's multiple grooves. You also got to train your ear to listen to different beats and listen to a different way. Like somebody could hear a beat and do 3 different rhythms off of it. You know what I mean? How's your musicality level? Even though we probably know his is top tier.
Ain't it a running joke that he does the dance joint in every choreo?
Oh,
shit? The joints and everything and shit. So I don't know. Like I said, I definitely I get what you're saying, and I do think it's cool, like to have a bass and everything. I just do find it ironic that somebody that I do think is a very talented dancer is starting from the basics, and I think life is like that in multiple ways with a lot of shit where you can be proficient or elite at something, but if you were to go back to school, you would get put in remedial classes and you can't move forward until you're done the remedial classes.
If you went to, let's say you went to Temple or UPenn for director or photography,
they would make me do everything.
Right. You know what I mean? They're going to start you back at the beginning. You might be the head.
I have a bass though.
Right. No, but you might.
Say,
well, here's the thing. They would say, well, are you more of a, are you like a video director or are you more of, you could say I do everything. And it's like, okay, yeah, but what do you feel comfortable with? Whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Anything. Say no. But I know what you mean.
But that would essentially be your base. You know what I mean? So like I'm an artist or, or I would go. So like, what are you comfortable with? I'm comfortable with sketching. Sketching is my base. I can do sculpture, I can do other stuff, but I don't like it. I don't feel it's comfortable. At the end of the day, when I want to do something that I want to do, I'm going back to what's comfortable, which is sketching, pencil, charcoal, shit like that. I don't want to touch paint. I don't want to touch color. I don't want to do anything.
Wouldn't you think too that their base primarily should be hip hop if the first 3 to 4 years of everything that you were doing, even dance-centric, even the first 2 albums and stuff was a little bit more hip hop, and the choreo was a little bit more hip hop.
I would think so, but also again, he's learning choreography. He's not. It's not they just threw him in a dance course and say, "Yo, we're gonna go for yours."
But he's also was on John saying that when they were trainees and in the house and stuff, they still would do certain things. Hope would be with them learning how like to rap essentially and doing everything. They would be fucking with Hope dancing and doing everything too. So and like I'm saying, this for content purposes.
And remember, early on though, Hope used to get like 6 to 8 bars and shit like that.
And then as the years go on,
and then he got better. But the dancing thing, you really only see 3Js and V. Well, actually, like I said earlier, you saw RM featured a lot more in the dancing too. With him being like a tallest member, you kind of want him to have something going on there. And just his personality, he's very much so the guy that was like, you know what, I don't care what y'all say or who's the best dancer. I'm still going to go out and put my best foot forward and try to, kill this shit.
Being a leader.
Yeah, which is why you see him kind of low-key on all-rounder status, but he doesn't get that credit. Bringing it to Yoongi, I identify with him so much lately. He actually said something, or I saw a clip of him saying something this week, and he was just talking about like the mind state he was in and how like the members differ from the group and everything. And he was just like, because some of the stuff that was just being said, it was something that I said about JK. However, with JK, he's a master learner, which is hard for a lot of people to be. It's hard to be a master learner more than it is to be like, I'm a master of this craft and I can teach it. He picks up shit so fast, he's just kind of like a genius with it. So while he may not necessarily have a base, he knows what to do with each, with each style of dance, whether it's more contemporary. No, JK. Whether it's more contemporary and everything like that. With Yoongi, I see that's where he's trying to get to the point where, all right, whether I want to do this, let's use the members, for example.
What do y'all think JK's base is? What do you think JK's base is?
I don't think he has one. I think he's a master learner. That's what I'm saying. I think he's the most adaptable member to jump in. Okay, we're doing something contemporary right now. Boom. Oh, we're going to turn this up and make this a little bit harder. He's like a hybrid kind
That's
of
why
dancer.
I just think like all the wording is like weird, and I'm not putting words in your mouth. So it's like, so JK can't have a bass, but can do everything. But Suge don't got a bass, but it's like y'all get what I mean or not?
Yeah,
let me ask you a question.
JK's still a dancer though.
Suge is not.
Let me ask you a question.
He
What's
clearly
Jimmy's
doesn't
bass?
consider himself a dancer.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally professional. He's professionally dancing. Y'all know how I
I'm
feel
talking
about that.
about from
What's
his
Jimmy's-
standards.
What's Jimmy's bass?
Anything he feels like. So I know contemporary.
Exactly. What's Hope's
Hope
bass?
is gonna be hip hop.
Exactly. Because those guys have.
But after that,
Not
that Warner
just
gets
not
murky.
just
No.
hip hop, not just hip hop's like
But street.
popping and locking everything like.
But
Because
like-
it's different type
but
of hip hop dance is something I want to
those,
get to.
but those were basses that they had before they came in.
But only literally 2 members have a bass.
Exactly. Not to say that everybody can't dance. That's something different. But not everybody has a bass. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what y'all saying, but like I said, that term loosely, the whole can't dance. I feel like if
No,
a
no,
beat
I
is
don't
on
think anybody
V,
said that he couldn't dance.
no. Let me try to clean that up and shit. Because I'm not trying to like put words in your mouth, and I don't want to insinuate like y'all insinuating something. Never mind.
No.
All right, let me just get one more out. So, all right, I forgot where I was originally, but
You
yeah.
were saying that JK had he didn't need he
just
had
saying that
multiple
in
floors.
contrast with him, like I said, he's a master learner. So there's always something different, like I said, with the bass. Because like I said, you can come in there without anything and then leave with something in every joint and still be a malleable dancer, be an adaptable dancer, something like that, which I think JK is the best at, with 2 polar opposites on the different sides of him and everything like that. And I think that's what helps the overall color and kind of shape of BTS style dancing and the dances that they do when you look at them in a vacuum.
God bless your soul.
However, with this though, I think with hip hop, a lot of times people think aggressive or something like that. There's so
No.
many different elements to hip hop dancing, or whether it be like break dancing, pop locking,
Waving.
Crunking.
crump.
Because waving is nothing.
Waving.
It's not power at all. It's all finesse.
Exactly.
Isolation.
You said isolation break.
Then
dancing,
there's the
sorry.
basic. Then there's the shit that you would think is super easy. That's actually the hardest thing for most people who are not dancers to get. It's actually just catching the rhythm and grooving. I think grooving is the hardest thing for anybody to do, especially people who aren't from hip hop culture or who don't usually partake in it. For instance, grooving.
Or don't know how
is-
to listen to a beat.
Exactly. Don't understand the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 4, and everything like that of the beats. When the dance, are you dancing to the snare? Like, what are you dancing to? Are you
Like,
dancing
are you
to
a
the
lyrical
groove?
dancer? Are you dancing to the bass? Are you dancing to the 16 or the 8?
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
And that type of thing is the difference between somebody who I could go to a cookout, whatever you put on, I'm gonna be in there jamming. No matter what, from California Love to Luther Vandross to fucking This Is How We Do It, Poison, all of that. 4 different types of songs that you would dance or groove to totally differently. I think that's the hardest thing for anybody to get, because that's a natural feel of the rhythm, which most of our music is just naturally feeling the rhythm and going there. Once you start bringing all this other stuff and the other elements and like the more contemporary or
Putting a name
hardcore
Putting a name
elements.
to it, I think. Is,
Exactly. Once you start doing that,
Yeah.
is when it gets a little easier. It's like, okay, I can learn how to do this, because once you isolate certain things for people, they're like, okay, that's an easier style of dance for me to do. That's a dance that's more perfectly, my body. I'm a mesomorph. That's a easier style of dance for me, or that suits my body type and my movements a little bit more. I'm a little stiff or something. You never know. So I think once you start doing that, it's easier. But once you like tell people, yo, just dance, and which is why. Anytime we do a dance practice or a choreo battle, the first thing I'm looking for is a moment I can take away that's not just some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Something to see some personality, some movement, some shape, and what have you from the dancing. And I think that's where he's trying to get to the point where it's natural, not just learning 2, 3, 4, or he's learning actual. Okay, feel the beat.
I think
do
that's
something with it.
I think that's where I'm
How I
stuck
color
at. It's just because maybe I feel like he's being a bit more humble. Maybe that's why. I guess I don't think we're at a cross paths or something. I just think that maybe he's being a little bit more humble, because I've seen them on whether it's American Hustle Life or whether it's anywhere. They were always vibing. So even can you just kind of vibe the music? I swear I've seen them as kids kind of just vibing and doing stuff. So and even as far as dancing, I'm gonna let you jump in. Even as far as dancing goes and shit, Keith, how difficult do you think it has to be a professional dancer with the choreographers that they have that be like, you know, you got to be able to do this 10-part set or a 20-part set, especially when you get really into dancing and they, like you said, start breaking down the science almost behind
I
it
think
and
the
shit like
difference
that.
with them or with him would be that he's a part of a group where they'll commit whole days doing dance practices and shit like that. So the choreography, you're gonna get it somehow. And not to mention, first of all, he's not on dance line, so he's only gonna be seen in the dance, in the choreography for certain moments. It's not like he's gonna be seen the whole time unless you literally have a fan cam on him or something like that. Other than that, the way the choreography's done, you see the 3JSV and then maybe RM, and then you see Yoongi and Jin doing, you know, during certain moments when it's their part to come up. And usually,
I don't think they hide him as much as that.
It's not as, I don't think it's hiding. I just think you putting your feature
it's hiding if you
dancers
feel like if you have your feature dancers out front for 90% of the choreo, you're hiding.
That's not hiding. That's using my featured dancers that's getting the most I can out of my featured dancers.
It's literally hiding. It's hiding someone.
I don't think that's hiding. I just think
if you take 90% of the shots, then I'm taking 2% of the shots.
Is Luka Doncic, is Christian Wood or anybody being hidden on the Dallas Mavericks, or is Luka Doncic just that important to the offense that everything has to flow through him? That's the way it's set up.
Both.
Christian Wood is not being hidden. He's right there. But not to get into an argument or anything. I said with Yoongi, like I said, I just see him. A lot of his moves, for instance, Fake Love. They all kill that shit. Like for instance, when you're so bad, that shit is insane. But then when you isolate it and you bring it to him, you see he's usually doing just doing like rap hands and smoothly going down the line and everything like that. And I'm taking this from him. Like I said, I don't think any less of him. I applaud him for taking these lessons and everything like that. As someone who's 30 and now taking lessons of my own and stuff like that, it's like I said, the best. I love it that he's going into the approach where I don't know anything. I want to be a robot and just kind of learn what you got going on. The same approach I'm taking right now. I know a lot, but I don't know enough. So I'm going to go into this blind, and then I'll apply what I know outside of this later on and then use it to my benefit like that. But right now, I'm in full student mode, and I want to learn. So
yeah, I love his approach.
Yeah, no, so like I said, with all of that I've seen.
So, like, have you ever seen a salsetta go to a salsa party? You can always tell the salsettas, which are the people who dance salsa professionally, because every spin, they're taught to put their hand up. Because they're waiting for their partner. That's that's like a gymnast doing a finish, or they're waiting for their partner to grab their hand. That doesn't mean that they can dance freestyle. You know what I'm saying? So like, and you'll see that sometimes they'll get laughed at, and they'll be like, "Yo, I need you to relax. I need you to calm down." That's how to talk to them. Like, this isn't a competition. Just relax, calm down. We're here to have fun. But it's also like getting into the groove. Like they might do some steps at the party that they might not do in a competition, and some people can't make that transition because they only know exactly. You ever see the movie Dance with Me, Vanessa Williams and the Bull? And,
Cheyenne.
Yes, and it was almost like he was talking about. I can see you counting in your head every time
you do the dance.
Like you're not feeling it, you're counting it.
She was feeling him.
She was, but like I mean, and for some people, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like, if we said, "Hey, how many members of BTS could do a convincing freestyle?" Would you just ask the freestyle? Maybe 3, 4. You know what I mean? Would you
get it? It's literally almost just like Dirty Dancing.
Yes,
like Patrick Swayze literally teaching Baby
or Save the Last bullshit. Or what was the other one with Channing Tatum that they made 17 movies out of?
Step Up.
Yeah,
but on either or, I guess my thing is on either or, I still would call like all of them dancers and stuff.
And they are dancers. I mean?
So it's regardless if you can freestyle, because I feel like the argument could be used both ways, almost like, oh, you can't freestyle, so you're not a dancer, and it just you know what I mean and shit. And you just be like, that's not necessarily
true. No, that's not necessarily the truth, but it
you might not want to battle nobody, but
but it's like in a hip hop dance, like he's clearly trying to find his own groove.
Well,
right.
Well, clearly it looks like he's trying to get into the hip hop. I feel like you're just trying to find a groove. You'd have just took any dancing class.
I don't know, because ballroom dancing ain't gonna get you no groove.
Waltzing
the country niggas might be. Square dancing got a lot of groove.
But I think hip hop kind of translates into anything.
I think
because
it go into anything
because it is teaching you to find your own groove and to listen to your own musicality and to be able to move off your own musicality. Because hearing it is one thing, being able to move to it is quite another. And like Lo said, just kind of going into a humble and like just fresh face and being acceptive of whatever teaching you're getting allows you to kind of just expand on whatever skills and talents that you already have.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I said, it's more so me being a little bit of a stickler, and I wanted to get a little bit more good content out of y'all. I hate you. I do love his approach. The whole like, you know, I'm not gonna learn anything, because I do feel like if you're going into any situation learning something, you should never go into it like I know everything. Mm-hmm. Like you said, if I was going back to school just for filmmaking, which was on my bucket list at one point, I would never walk in class regardless of all the accolades I had.
Right.
I would never just
the
be like, well, I
mother
did
of
this.
dragon, you never do the Daenerys Stormborn shit.
Yeah, like I'm cool off that situation. So like I said, I do appreciate everything. I do think it felt like he was being like a little bit humble, and it's probably because I consider them more dancers than others, or I probably hold their dancing at a higher tier than others. I think it's hard for anybody to dance with the 3Js, and even just throwing V in there too, that almost a lot of people might be outshadowed. You could take some of the best dancers from some of these other K-pop groups, and I think it'd still be hard for them to stand in front of them. Some
like who?
Some, pick your choice.
For content.
Army, no. Not for content. Maybe. But yeah, that's just how I feel and shit. I just want some good content.
No, I mean, but I
don't think none of y'all are wrong.
I was about to say the same thing. I don't think you're wrong at all, and those are good questions, because those are very good things to kind of differentiate. Just because you necessarily don't have quote unquote have a face doesn't mean you can't dance. And it doesn't mean if I take you to a party you won't know what to do. However, you might look a little stiff in what you're doing because you're not feeling it. You're counting it. Like, you know what I mean? You might do a great routine, but then they switch that beat up.
Right, kick.
They switch the beat up, and you're kind of like lost. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I find this conversation very like funny to me and stuff, is like just dancing in general. Just because, like you said, I think you said Lo, and I think you hit it too. Whatever, stiffness. Sometimes stiffness kind of automatically would just kind of be like, you can't dance or you can't catch a beat. In black culture, most of the times mean like you can't dance. So even if you were doing the cha-cha and doing everything properly, if a regular beat came on and you can't two-step in black culture, most of the time it's like, oh, this nigga can't dance, yo. This nigga got 2 left feet.
He practiced those dances.
I don't know why I heard that shit in like the Boondocks. You know how they have used it. Yo, this nigga can't dance.
That's how it was meant.
Somebody in the background would be like that. That's really how it is. Like I said, in the culture, as far as like
that's
like
why
I said, going to cookouts or going, just family get, like every time my family get together, we do karaoke, for holidays. And
or the
stuff
one
like
dude that can't do your electric slide.
Yeah,
you can't count 3.
They will call. They will call. Don't let you try to do some Michael Jackson shit. They were like, "What's that?" There ain't no Michael Jackson. It's probably Randy Jackson.
Imagine that though. Imagine somebody killing it. They like, to the left now, y'all, and they killing it. But then when it's time to regularly dance, they like.
I would give everything.
I've seen it.
But I'm saying I've seen it too.
I would give everything to see them do the damn cha-cha slide or like the electric slide. That would really probably make my day.
Let us know if you could cha-cha slide in the comments.
Not for nothing though. I will put this out there.
Just do 17.
What I noticed, East Asian people, out of any other ethnic group, they dance. They will kill the fuck out some black dance moves. Like you'll see, like I remember I saw this video floating around, like the older Asian people dancing to like James Brown. They was fucking that shit up. I was like, okay,
They win every year.
Oh, Han, Han. You always see him with the hat. He does the pop
the hat on with the pop locking. They win every year.
Yeah, like they I will say they get the shit right.
He was the villain on the Chris Brown, right?
Yeah.
The villains is crazy.
Chris Brown. I got pop lock on your mama.
Yeah, that's
South Kenny friends like, you're the heroes.
Yeah, this guy's real. But no, like
Americans
I said,
are the villains.
I sound like everybody else in the world. No, but like I said,
to
wrap my party.
Hey. Be nice. Be nice now.
This is the isolation. Look. That's fried chicken. Feature neck. So leave it.
Ain't no gochujang on there. That's some hot sauce. That's Frank's.
That's Frank's.
But no, like I said, I think even with Yoongi being like a professional band group member and everything like that, of course he's not no slouch in dancing. If you probably put him against someone, a regular person with no rhythm that doesn't dance or anything like that, I'm pretty sure he'd probably fucking embarrass them. Or like if he did any of his like moves from the choreography and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure he'd probably like embarrass them.
In what?
Advanced ones you be watching?
No. And the only reason I say no, because you might not have the ear for it. So, like, let's say he was going up against, I don't know, the late twins might be too crazy. But like
What if he just did choreo? He knew already. Like he did on for like the shit they was doing.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to play his
start
music,
pulling those out?
and that doesn't work in choreography because he's gonna have to think on the fly. Okay, this fits this tempo and this BPM.
I'm not
and
letting him
stuff.
walk into something unplanned.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that might be cool for a round,
know.
but like they also have dance battles where
We're the freestyle rooms,
Well,
too.
it's not freestyle per se, but like you choose a song, I choose a song,
Mm-hmm.
but I go first to your song. I've never heard your song. I have no clue what it is. What are you gonna do?
Imagine they play Run BTS and then somebody like, oh, this cool, but I do this. We from the bottom and then start fucking him up, and he like,
He said, "Yugi gonna surprise you." Yugi,
I'm just saying, I'm like, but it's that
The
kind
other
of
part
thing.
is
Like,
when you do choreography and that's all you know, you're kind of locked into whatever that is.
Exactly.
You can't deviate, or you know, what I mean, you can't like. There might be some beats hidden in there. There might be some, you know what I mean, some ports in there where if you just listen to not necessarily dance off the lyrics, but you dance off maybe the guitar riff, or like you know that part where Jimmy kind of does the bite thing and it's like, what if somebody just kind of wiggles all the way down, hitting every part of that, like that. That's a kill off, bro. Like I mean, so it's cool, and you might get away with it for a round. But if you got somebody who can listen to the beat and and do different,
he walking
different
around
notes.
like
I'll
Yoda
say
with the
this:
cane.
there was a moment like this in American Hustle Life. So that'll actually, I think it's like episode 3 or something.
Yeah, I know what you're
and
talking about.
you see this exact same shit we talking about here. All the
You
dancers
seen who
get
step up and ate?
Yeah.
Like, no.
What was that?
But
Was that Hope on the Boardwalk?
Yeah, but that
Huh?
was
Was that Hope?
No.
Uh,
They had BTS battling these random strangers,
Strangers.
but it wasn't to their songs though. It was to like random songs that the Shorty played and everything like that. And it kind of showed you.
Hey,
some
I'm
of the
talking about
same
year
stuff.
10. I ain't talking about.
Hey man, you be Bobby then, you gotta be Bobby now. So, but
Which Bobby?
Brown, he could dance.
I like Suge over him right now.
Right now, of course, Bobby 50 something. 88
Get off
Bobby.
that shit. Is Bobby going to know what day the competition is?
When Bobby performed, his nickname was the King of Stage for a while. So
I had a show last week.
Now you're being disrespectful.
Nah.
Bobby will subscribe for sure.
Sorry, Bobby. I love you.
No, you don't. But no, like I said, to wrap my part up because y'all got y'all shit off.
Kurt never talked.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to feel my part.
so
Bring him
sorry.
in. Shit, I noticed they used a lot of like it was a blend, but a lot of old school hip hop kind of, but not like old
of
school.
West
Old
Coast
school.
shit, too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was more so like West Coast, but they didn't even. I wonder what it would be like if it would be easier for him to kind of get it, because the basics for a lot of modern day hip hop, definitely 90s hip hop, is the 80s and the what's it? Africa Bambaataa, what's the John?
Looking for the perfect beat.
Soul Sonic Force. That type of music and everything like that.
That might be too difficult because if its isolations aren't clean now,
But I think those beats are
You
straight up
You ain't want to dance to Planet Rock?
Planet Rock. That's what it was. Yeah. Planet
You
Planet
good.
Rock, looking
Planet
for the
Rock,
perfect
looking for the
beat.
perfect beat.
Shit,
think-
I ain't no
but
joke
those
doing
are-
the Running Man
but those
stuff,
are-
like
those
getting
are
some of those
advanced-
dances
well,
down.
the Running Man, no. But actually, he kind of was doing the Kid and Play joint toward the end.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I get
Getting
what you
those
mean.
parts
I think
down,
those might be advanced ass
those are
beats.
advanced
Probably.
I think those, advanced beats. But I'm telling, as
Because,
far as
like,
like learning to
him hit
feel
the-
rhythm.
feel the rhythm
Well,
off
the
of
thing
the
about the West Coast is you could feel the rhythm, but there's so much space, like dun 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 dun. Like
'Cause
there's
it's that
so
funk.
much space in between that you can like hit it, and like it's not like the perfect beat was like.
So niggas might get lost in the perfect beat because
It's so much to listen to. What am I listening to in the perfect beat? Am I going by, if I'm going past the
When you dance to look into the
am I
perfect
going
beat,
to
what
the-
do you dance to?
Am I going off the bass? Am I going off the?
For me, it depends on
Niggas
what-
a two count.
It depends on what part of the song it is.
That's true.
Well, but that's for somebody who knows how to listen to the music. or as a listener
He's a
to it as
hip-hop
a dancer.
producer. I'm
He's
sure
a
he can
producer.
listen.
I'm not
Say,
saying
nah,
that, but like,
nah,
what are
nah.
you choosing to dance off of? Because you might go to lyrics, and if you're going off the lyrics, that's a little bit of a slower beat. If you're going off the bass, that's a little bit of a slower beat. But if you're going off that, if you're going off the electronica, then
The base
you
of
gotta
this
be fast,
the
bro.
base of this conversation is crazy. Niggas is saying the producer is having problems grooving with the beat.
Hearing it is one thing. Moving to it is quite another.
Yeah,
Like how
and
many,
I agree
how
with
many
you.
people we watch kung fu fights all our life? How many people can get out here and actually do some real kung fu?
Well, Bruce Lee said half the shit,
Oh,
more than
here
half
we
the
go.
shit was bullshit anyway, and niggas would get beat the fuck up in a real fight. See the here and there. Yeah, I ain't want to step on your point though. You was okay. You probably kept circling you all around.
Yeah, no, but like I said, finally, just like the end of my, like I said, I think when you do some of those older songs and you're going out with a specific goal, like, okay, we're going to do pop lock it, and we're going to do that to Looking for the Perfect Beat. We're going to do kind of rhythmic breakdancing. We're going to do that to Planet Rock. We're going to do actual moves like the Running Man or something like, or the WAP or something like that. We're going to put on like Paid in Full or I Ain't No Joke. Let you kind of understand totally different rhythms and sounds and know how to kind of incorporate what you're doing into that. And, I think that's where with hip hop, if you can get the 80s, you can get everything else will come so easily because a lot of it is samples of the 80s stuff just put with different beats and all that stuff like that. So by the time you get to like West Coast or Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying? You understand those smaller elements and how to use them in a bigger way. Kind of like when to dance and really do something and do different moves and everything like that. When to groove, when to chill, when to just mob, which is so, like I said, I think that's some of the most underrated but most important aspect of hip hop dancing is knowing when to just groove and vibe and just be cool. But
You thought they jumped a decade? They should have
no,
started
I
in
just think
'82.
this is what what they're doing.
Okay.
But I think that I was saying I think that would be a dope element for him to learn.
God bless your soul.
Bless you.
Oh, he's off. That's right.
So, no, I think a big part of this was about mostly not just learning things, but really unlearning. It was like everything that you had kind of set out to do. You were basically reverse engineering yourself so that your mind doesn't like naturally fall to those kind of habits. Like kind of like how he would say like everything would be chunks for him. Like he would break it down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then kind of break it out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or however they would kind of break down those sequences. But that's like left versus right side of your brain. Like the math side of your brain is like number, step, step, step. But it's like more about using the freedom side of your brain where it's like, okay, creative, I'm just feeling, I'm letting go. So I think it's kind of more about shifting like mentality in ways like that at least. But I noticed how he said even when they were playing like Go or Pilates or whatever, he always broke things down kind of in chunks. So the whole breaking things down in chunks is like natural for him. So kind of trying to find that base where it's like I'm away from that. And then how they would break down the different styles where it's like, all right, keep your legs still. Now you're just moving your shoulders and your chest kind of. And he would say like, oh, like is my neck weak or anything like that? And it's like, no, but you're moving forward instead of like leaning back a little and kind of grooving with it. And he would say when he was even making music that he would lean forward to the beat. Which is something he had to like unlearn again just for that. So even on the production side of things, how his ear for listening to the beat would kind of mess with the way he attacks dancing. So I think stuff like that was all really interesting. And honestly, I just respect really the humility and the humbleness of kind of basically like I have to go in there like I know nothing. I can't have any preconceived notions because that's ultimately kind of going to be what messes with me. And ultimately really just how hardworking he is. I mean, taking English classes, he said Japanese as well. Like he just seems to like always kind of be doing something. And I know he had mentioned that during the festa that he took so much time to really just like invest in his overall growth, whether it's in this lane, that lane, so on and so forth. So I just really kind of admire all that. And I guess really the last thing I was going to say is how funny he was here and just like how lax and free and kind of laid back and everything he felt. Even joking about certain things like, oh, when I'm doing permission to dance, like my butt's just out, like that's something that everyone's gonna look at and everything. And it's just like he was just so like kind of free and funny, and I really appreciated those things a lot. But that was ultimately kind of my biggest takeaway was really just like the humility and kind of having to unlearn everything and kind of just gear yourself into a different mindset to kind of approach some of those things. So I really think it's only going to be up for him from there, and I'm just really excited.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. Like I stated earlier, even though somebody probably gonna skip that whole part, I do appreciate his approach and everything. I just had questions just because we have like a lot of these conversations like off camera, and I'm very interested to kind of see how y'all feel about it. I know dancing can be like a subject where there are a bit of gray areas with like certain things, and even when it comes to certain dancing. Even us up here, we might be sticklers for something that kind of just needs to be a prerequisite with certain things where it's like you got to do ABC to kind of be considered this. I just like hearing other people's opinions on it, and then I'll have the back and forth just to hear different points of views. So I would love to hear y'all points of views. Jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all felt about this. Tell us, are y'all proficient at dancing? I'd like to know that as well. And if you guys have TikTok challenges, put them in the put the link in. I want to see what's up.
Dancing, goddammit.
People like I killed shit.
Well, the TikTok is choreographed dance anyway, so
you'll never know how many tries they did.
That's a 5, 6, 7, 8. I've seen people like
if you got TikToks of you dancing and you want to show it, send it to us.
I guess
we'll give y'all a shout out.
You want to FaceTime somebody and see them freestyle?
We'll shout out to our favorites.
Yeah, jump in the comments, y'all. This really was a fun video, and shout out to Suge for doing this. Like Kurt just said, the fact that them still wanting to like add things to their resume or extend things that they already know is decent. None of these guys are sitting still. They're taking this opportunity to better themselves. When really we think they probably should be taking breaks and shit and just really chilling off everything. They still are just doing shit. Like most American artists probably be at home smoking.
He was doing guitar,
piano. Nah, American artists like, hey, fuck you, man. You just downloading my
just
CD.
Move over there, bitch, nigga. How about that? Move over there already.
I won't. I will. But nah, jump in the comments. Tell us how you feel about this conversation. We love you, and we're gonna holler at y'all.
Take care.
Peace.